Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on the red subscribe button and hit on the bell alert notification button to always get notifications to our videos.
My name is Nkeiruka Kamalu. I am from Mbara in Ohaji Ebema Oguta, Oru West constituency of Imo State. The reason why I'm here, initially I don't want to grant this interview. But the reason why I'm granting this interview is because lots have been said outside without anybody bothering to hear from me. I was surprised one day, my cousin called me and was like showing me a publication. That was 3 days ago. So I was like, what is happening? This thing has been going on. But people started sending me different messages. So I decided to come out so that the world will hear my voice. I went to different newspapers begging them, they refused. So since I don't have money, what do you expect me to do? I don't have any choice. Then I decided to crawl back to my shell. Not until lindaikejitv decided to hear my own side of the story. So if I may say, I think I really appreciate this privilege given to me. The Honorable has been going around telling people that Honorable Kingsley Chima Uju and former chairman on Land Bureau during Irocha's tenure, he has been going around telling people that I'm a fraudster, forgetting that there's a proverb that says, show me who you are, show me your friend and I know who you are. So if he's assuming me to be a fraudster, which means he too, he's a fraudster. I was born and brought up here in Lagos. I did all my schools here in Lagos. I didn't travel home till when I was 13, So they took us home, getting home, city people, we from the east, those days when they see people coming from Lagos, they refer to them as people that are coming from overseas. So I was 13, that was in 1993. I met him in the field. He was playing ball with slippers. Everybody was on a canvas, So after that, we started chatting. I saw that he was a very good player. With Adibo, his close friend then. His name is Adibo. With Sule. So after the game, I told him I was going to dash him a canvas. And the canvas belonged to my elder brother. The canvas was this kind of canvas that you wear it when you walk. It sings music during Christmas period. So I stole the canvas from my elder brother. I gave it to him. Before I knew what was happening, we entered a relationship. So we've already entered a relationship before I knew that he was related to me. So when my dad knew that I was having a relationship with him, he drove me away from home. I was on the street for 4 good years. I don't know how to say. My childhood days was really messed up. When they say messed up, people that knows about it could testify. People from within that Ebema axis will always testify. So the relationship lasted for 10 years. During the relationship, I had 2 abortions for him because my parents refused. One, the conditions they gave me why I wanted to marry him was 1, he was my brother. 2, that we were committing incest. 2, he was from a very poor home. When I say poor home, I mean a very, very wretched home. When they say somebody is wretched, at least mud house is the cheapest building you can ever think of. But whereby someone cannot even be able to get that kind of thatched out building 2 rooms, just managing to get one and he's staying one with his mother, his father and himself. That's to show you the level of poverty he was in then. He was always in my house. He eats morning food, afternoon food, night food. We were very close, Not until, I think we separated in 2003. Then after 2003, because I saw that the relationship was not heading anywhere, so I decided to end it. So he went his own way, I went my own way. I didn't meet him again till 2015, when I got a contract with NDDC for the electrification of what is it called again? Transformer in Delta State University, Abraka. So I didn't have much fun to execute it then. So I went to my cousin, Gideon Mefo, who was an XA to NDDC to look for fun. So he was like, your former boyfriend has made it now. He's now presently the deputy chief of staff. Why don't you go to him and ask him for assistance? At least the assistance you rendered to him in those years, you could still use it to replenish back to you. And I said, okay. But before then, I was already married. I was married with 3 kids. And I had a baby on my hand, a baby of 2 months. So when I called the Honorable Kingsley Chima, he was very happy to hear my voice. So he was like, Nkeiruka, come to Owerri, come to Owerri, you know. So I told him, I fixed the date, I told him I was coming. He now said, if I was coming to Owerri, I should come with all my documents to enable him see if truly I was awarded a contract and I needed to execute it. So I said, okay. That very day, that was on Thursday, at about 11, I saw a text message on my phone. He booked a ticket to come to Owerri. So he booked for me, then I had to book for my child because there was nobody I could leave the child with. Others were in hostels. So I had to go with my child to Owerri. On getting to Owerri, on arrival at the airport, I called him. I said, I've already arrived. I want to look for any cheap hotel to check in and then refreshing up, then call you so that we know where to meet. So he was like, there's no need, that he had already booked for a hotel for me. And the name of the hotel he booked for me is Jacob's Inn. Number 1, Yaradua Close, New Owerri. So he told me that he has already booked for him. Since I have nothing to be afraid of or not to trust him, I went there and getting there. He asked me to ask the manager that he sent me. So when I met the manager, I was like, Chima sent me to come and collect key. So the manager was like, he doesn't know who is Chima. Okay, but meanwhile, I called the person. Let me confirm if it's really the same person that paid. That I know. I said, okay. So I called him. I said, the manager said I should call you that. He doesn't know you as Chima. So he started laughing. He said the manager knows him as Kingsley. I said, okay. So I gave the manager phone. The manager spoke to him. So they spoke for like 2 seconds. So the phone was returned back to me. So I got it. Then what I saw, the manager gave me a key, a room key 103. I went into the room. By this time, it was already 5 in the evening, or past 5. But I know it was evening. So I went into the room. On getting to the room, I bathed my baby. I ate. I fed my baby. So before I knew what was happening, it was already 7. I had to call him to remind him that this is the reason why I had to leave Lagos, come down to Owerri. So when I called him at about 7, he was like, he was just newly appointed deputy chief of staff. And that for the fact is that the governor is very close to him. He doesn't give him a breathing space. So by the time I might see him, that it might be around 9, 10. But whatever happens, I should just believe that he must come and see me. I said, okay. So before I knew what was happening, I slept off, you know. So not until about 1:38, I had a knock on the door. Because for like 10 years, I didn't go to the village. I didn't go to Owerri. I'm married to an Urobo man, you know. When I had a knock, I was very scared because rumors were going around how people were slaughtered in the hotel. And my family didn't know I went to Owerri. So I had every reason to be scared. So what I did was, I was shaking, I was shivering, you know. Then if my phone rang, I picked my phone. Then I was, Chima, he said that he was the one knocking, that I should open the door. So I wanted to ask him, why are you coming by 1:38? Then the phone went off. I have nothing to be afraid of because he's like a brother to me. And this is somebody I dated for 10 good years. So I opened the door, he came in. So when he came in, I expected him to sit on the chair. Because in every room, every lodging accommodation room, there's always a bed, a table, and a chair, no matter how cheap the room is. So when he came in, I expected him to sit on the chair. So he came and sat on the bed, and my baby was already sleeping. So when he started, I was like, with pidgin English, I was like, sit down for chair now. He said, no, is it a crime to sit down near you? And Kiru, you are beautiful, you have changed. Before I knew what was happening, he was shifting close to me. So I made it clear to him that I was married to an Urobo man. And the Urobos have this culture that once you are married, if you have anything extramarital affairs, it wouldn't affect you that committed it. It will start affecting your innocent kids. So I tried to make him see reasons why I wouldn't want to have any intercourse with him. Let us remain the way we are, brothers and sisters. What If not that I had a contract, I wouldn't come looking for you. Before I knew what was happening, he was already dragging with me. I tried to shout. He told me that even if I shout, nobody will come. That this is the hotel where he uses. And moreover, that his security men are downstairs. He ended up raping me. That's the truth. Even when he was on top of me making love, having sex with me, breast milk was coming out. I was shedding tears. I was like, can't you see, even if you don't have conscience, for the sake of this little boy, can't you at least there are things that emotionally, at least when you see something that can touch you, you will have to calm down, you know. So that was in 2015, within November, October, November, within that period. Yes, he was. I think he got married in 2012. I think so. He was already 3 years going into marriage. He had a baby girl. So then he stood up. What he did was to put his hand into his pocket, brought out 500 one bundle to 200 one bundle, which was 70,000. He threw it to my bed. He was like, take it. The flight is no more than 25,000-30,000. The remaining one, pocket it. I'm not interested. I thought you will give it to me at a platter of gold. Why would you make me to start struggling? Then he opened the door and went out. Then I bent down and started crying. And after crying, I didn't know what to do. Then the next morning I left back to Lagos. On getting to Lagos, I went to the hospital. Then after that, I had no choice. Then after that, my children started getting sick. Immediately after he raped me, I went to Abuja. I wrote a petition against him. Then after the petition, my children started getting sick. 3 were hospitalized at the same time, apart from the baby I was carrying. My kids became sick. I had no choice. I won't watch. It's only a bad mother that watch her children die. I had no choice. When my ex-husband came back from US, I had to confess. I confessed before I knew what was happening. My children became well. Then during the rape saga, my family called me. Some of his friends called me, told me that this young man has a bright future. If you go ahead and tender these documents, this rape document, signed by the former Inspector General of Police, it's not as if I just forged it now. This is a copy of the petition. And funny enough, this petition, something happened in this petition. Because after this petition, I was supposed to follow it up. I went to Abuja. They told me that this petition has been assigned to Umaya. I went to Umaya. They said they cannot find this copy. But because he was the deputy chief of staff, he was able to bring this copy and threw it to me. That there's nothing his money cannot do. That since I feel I have legs to go and write petitions, that he would tell me that at the end of the petition will not have it. Because nobody will be there to listen to me. So, when family called me and asked me to step down, I had to step down. So after everything, when my husband came down, I confessed. Before I knew what was happening, my husband filed for a divorce. I have a copy of it too here. My husband filed for a divorce and I got divorced. Then I was arrested. My husband arrested me and asked me to confess Chima Uju if I know I still want marriage. But I couldn't do it because that was the first time Haji Ebe Mauguta is being represented in the government. Family told me that the chances of us having that slot again is going to be impossible if I make them chase him away because of the case of rape. So I decided to forget. So when my husband filed a divorce, I got divorced. My life was shattered. He took away 2 kids. I was left with 2. Out of the 2, I couldn't even do anything because I lost my home. Which I will even give you all the conversations between me and him. This was a copy of what he wrote to me. He said, Nkiru, he said, I will see to read that at the end of the day, I will promise to love you forever. This was that you will be giving me a car gift of Camry every December. This is a copy of it. This is, he signed it, Honorable Kingsley Uju. This is a copy of it. Then this is a, can I show you a copy of the petitions too? This is a copy of the petition signed by the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Force Criminal Intelligence and Investigation Department, First CID. Addressed to. This is a copy of the petition. This is the second copy. This was the one that was assigned to Maya, Zone 9, from Abuja to handle. But he went and bribed them and collected it. And the case ended. I tried as much as possible as I could. The case ended. So, no, before my husband divorced me, my husband arrested me and detained me for days in Abuja. The person that handled the case was SP Danjuma in the office of IG Tactical Squad. That Kolo, something Kolo is their box. Deputy Commissioner of Police Kolo is their box. That was where they handled it. They came to arrest him. I have a conversation here, which I would have loved the general public to listen, where he said he gave them 500,000 naira to step down on the case. That was how the case died. My husband couldn't stay again to pursue the case because he is a politician. If my ex-husband brings 100,000 as a medical doctor, politicians have money at their disposal. So he couldn't further up the case again. He left back. Then that was how my marriage ended. Then I had no choice. I was very sick. I didn't know where to start my life. Then one day he called me. He said, Nkiru, I told you that, come back to me. You refused. Now, are you seeing it? So before I knew what was happening, I was in the Legend Hotel, opposite House of Assembly in Owerri. I was there for 3 good months. The world can go ahead and make inquiries. Uju was coming every night to sleep with me. Sometimes he comes by 1 a.m. Sometimes he comes by 2 a.m. I was there for 3 good months before Uju gave me a duplex in Lagos and furnished it for me. 2 of my kids were with my mom, but immediately I got the accommodation, I had to go and bring the kids back. And he was coming to Lagos to sleep with me. Look at my hand. This my hand was chopped off by Honorable Uju Kingsley Chima, with his 2 of his cousins. This my hand was chopped off by Uju Kingsley, Honorable Uju Kingsley Chima, with 2 of his cousins, Reginald and Tochukwu. They came to the hotel where I was lodging, Links Hotel. Uju called me on the phone that he was sending Tochukwu and Reginald to come and pick me to where he was. I said, okay. I decided to go with them with a white Hilux around 11. Immediately I entered the Hilux, there were 2 other Mopo men. Tochukwu was the one driving the Hilux, Reginald was in front. One of the Mopo men was on this side. They asked me to sit in the middle. Then the other Mopo man was there. Immediately they closed the door, they drove. Along the road to the bush path, they parked. Tied my hands. Uju was not there. Then we drove for like 1 hour plus to a certain point that we got. They parked the vehicle, dragged me out, and we walked for like 5 to 7 minutes. So it was when we got there that they asked me to kneel down. I knelt down. They removed the white handkerchief. First, there was darkness on my sight, but immediately I recognized my sight. I was like, Chi, because what I normally call him is Chi. Even if I send you the text messages, you will see that at the top of his phone, what I used to save it is Chi. You see his number. I said, Chi, what is this? He said, no, he didn't bring me to kill me. He didn't bring me to do anything. That he brought me here because he was venturing into politics, into an election, that he wants to contest for House of Rep. And the reason why he brought me here is because he wanted me to take an oath for him. That no matter whatever happens between me and him, that I'm going to keep mute on it. They now placed my hand in front of the shrine and then chopped it off. That was how I became someone that has 9.5 and today. I can't even tell my children because I don't know how to tell them. So after then, I went back to Link's Hotel. I was crying. Then I came down. Then he threw 200,000 to me. I didn't pick it. Then one of the girls, I don't know if that girl still works there. She works in the inside bar because they have 2 bars. The girl was like, "Madam, why see money on the ground and there's blood on the floor?" I didn't talk to her. I just went into my room. I shed tears. I didn't know where to start. Then the next day, he started calling me that he didn't do it because of anything. That he did it because he wanted to gain my trust. I wanted to, funny enough, anytime I want to raise the issue, the families will always criticize. After this thing happened, there was a day I met him, that's in 2017. I met him in a court, 2018 in Buhari, in Abuja. Honorable Chiko Kafo was there. Professor Obiareri was there. Because I came that day, I came intentionally to fight him. Because of my hand. You know? But when people spoke to me, I had no choice. I had to cool down. That was why I was angry when I told him that. When he was saying that, I was calling him with Talk You. There's an app called Talk You. I told him that he should forgive. If that's the reason why he's angry. He arrested me. Okay, I'm sorry. At least you have done more evil things to me that I forgave you. So why wouldn't you forgive me? I even have a conversation here that the commander himself that arrested me said it. That 2 of us have injured ourselves. This is a relationship issue, which I will also give to the general public. I begged him. I sent people to beg him. I sent the women, Niger Delta women in charge of Niger Delta women, APC Niger Delta women, Sandra Ijeoma, to beg him, to tell him I was sorry. So I didn't know. You were sorry for what? For him to say that I used Talk You number to deceive him as if I traveled out of the country. So I apologized. I told him I was sorry if that was the reason. I didn't want the relation. Yes, because of the fake visa, that was why I deceived him. Because I didn't know where to tell him. Because he's naturally a stingy man. He doesn't bring out money. I will show you. That's why when he said he gave me 40 million, I was like, I have 40 million. I'll be entering Keke. Does it make sense?